Hello you guys! Today we will be reading The Clockwork Princess, the final book in the Infernal Devices. I am so excited and scared and I don't know, mixed emotions, that's for sure. I know people say this is heartbreaking, heart-wrenching, absolutely heart-crushing, so I know I will be bawling my eyes out, but you know, maybe that's just what I need. I can't believe I'm already on the final book. It feels like I started reading the series yesterday. I have started reading it like 2 weeks ago, so it wasn't that long ago, but still. But without further ado, let's just get started. So at the end of The Clockwork Prince, we meet Will's sister. Cecily decided to become a shadow hunter like Will. That was a massive cliffhanger on that book because we thought that Will's family didn't want to have anything to do with shadow hunters. And then she shows up in the institute and she's like, hey, I want to be a shadow hunter too, hey! So in this book, we are following her small start to trying to be a shadow hunter. We find out that she has been there for 2 months and she has been training relentlessly, but she hasn't really told Will that she has been training. Like, he kind of trains with her, but like she also practices when he's not around because she wants to just prove to him and to herself that she can do this. On their first mission, obviously she is put into danger. Will doesn't want to see his sister injured, so he is very distracted throughout the whole mission. When she gets injured, he goes into a panic mode because obviously it's his little sister. It creates a lot of problems and Will has to get over that problem he has. Also in Clockwork Prince, we not only get Tessa and Jem's engagement, but we also get a freaking love confession from Will. Oh my god, kill me now, because God, that confession was so freaking good. I thought I was gonna throw up, cry myself to sleep, and then also pass out. Incredible, because he thought that she loved him and that they could be together, but she just got engaged to Jem that he didn't know about. Obviously, she's still in love with him. She loves both of them. So we are continuing this love triangle. However, it is 100 times more painful now than it was before. Will cannot even look at her in this book. He's struggling to be in her vicinity because it's actually so painful for him. And you know what? I get it, because after that love confession, right. Well, I am also quickly falling in love with Gideon and Gabriel Lightwood. Guys, already in book 2, we got Gideon Lightwood and he was a sweetheart. Obviously, he was a little bit sus at the beginning, but like at the end of the book, we're like, oh, okay. His tenderness to Sophie is so freaking adorable. Also, we are getting so many good couples in this book. There's just like couple. It is intense in the best way possible. We are getting all of the emotions, all of the couples. Their dynamics are so different from each other, but they all have so much tenderness, so much love, so much passion. It's incredible to witness. So I am tapping away. So, wish me luck. Gideon and Gabriel are just comedic freaking geniuses, I guess. I feel like this is going to be my last time to laugh at this book, so... Right. Jem continues to be the sweetest, most lovable boy that I've read about. Gosh, he's so sweet. I literally can't. We have just found out that Jem has been taking more of his drug that he used to, because when he proposed to Tessa, he told her that his love for her has given him new energy and he feels better and he feels like he's not ill anymore. However, shortly after that, he had another one of his spouts of basically losing energy, coughing up blood, and he did not want to tell her that he's feeling worse because he didn't want her to think that he doesn't love her as much anymore, basically. So he started taking more and more of the drug. He started running out really fast, and when Will finds out that he's running out and it's because he doesn't want to tell Tessa and he just wants to enjoy life because the drug gives him more energy and he's able to just live, you know, his life. He's like, okay, I'll get it for you. However, he can't because someone has bought up all of the yin fen. From then on, he has to tell Tessa, obviously, and they want to find a cure for his illness, but there is none. Like, they can't find anything for him, and there's no yin fen. And of course, we find out that it's the Magister, that the Magister bought up every yin fen, every freaking speckle of that drug, because he wanted the Shadow Hunters to be indebted to him, so they would give him Tessa. Tessa says, right, I will go, I don't care. But of course, Jem is like, no, you're not. And so he throws their paper away with a way to contact the Magister for the exchange. That plan is scrapped, but shortly after that, they are attacked by the automatons. So, right, Tessa gets kidnapped. Jem is really badly injured. When he's recovering, he's like passed out. Will is visited by Magnus and they have a conversation about how he doesn't want to leave Jem to go after Tessa because he thinks he knows where she is. They start talking about how he doesn't want to betray him by loving Tessa, blah, blah, blah. And turns out that Jem is awake the whole time and he can hear. So he just found out that Will loves Tessa. I don't think I'm ready for what's about to happen. I think Jem is going to be the sweetest sweetheart in the world about it, and he's gonna be like, makes sense. Oh, makes sense. Will, I can't believe you didn't tell me. But I don't know. I'm scared. There's so much happening. So Jem's health obviously is deteriorating really fast. Will decides to go after Tessa, obviously, and he has Jem's blessing. Oh my god, like, I knew that Jem was the kindest soul on earth, but that just put it over the edge, you know? And then Tessa tries to escape, but does she succeed? Not really. Tumbled out of the carriage, and then she's caught again. So, okay. And then we find out who her real parents are. What the helly? Like, I was not expecting that at all. Like, I kind of knew he must have come into, like, the plot line. I don't want to spoil who it is because just in case someone's watching it that didn't read it, even though I have a lot of spoilers in this video. But anyway, but wow, yeah, I did not expect that plot twist. Yeah, it's... yeah. Oh my god. What? You're kidding me. Jem. I've just read the last chapter and wow, what a beautiful ending. However, there is still the epilogue left. Right. It happens in 2008, so I think that's after the end of City of Heavenly Fire, if I'm not mistaken. When I posted about starting this book, someone commented, just don't read the epilogue. So now I am scared. So let's read it. Wow, okay. Can't believe I finished the Infernal Devices. What? I can't believe it went by so fast, and I read this book in 2 days. What? First of all, I think my only criticism of this book is that people have made it way too hyped for being sad. It is not that sad. It is very much tragic, and it's definitely much more tragic than the Mortal Instruments series. But I was actually quite surprised by how happy most of this book was, and it had still a lot of humor compared to City of Heavenly Fire, for example. We had pretty much no humor in it because it was a more serious book and an ending to the series, obviously, so it was much more serious. But I really appreciated the relief of humor in this book. I really enjoyed it, and I think that incorporated a lot of Cassandra Clare's like writing style and stuff, so I definitely like that. My favorite part of this book is how many different couples we get and how unique each one is. I enjoyed seeing every one of them grow, and I enjoyed the characters themselves grow. Similarly to the Mortal Instruments, I think we saw so much growth in those characters, but these, wow, I just fell in love with these characters. I grew so attached to them. Every one of them had such an amazing character arc, and I think it was such a good plot. Though for this book, I did think it was a little bit slower, especially at the beginning. So if you were reading these back to back, it definitely gave you time to kind of gather your own emotions and, you know, try to hate you right at the end when you think you're safe. And that's what happened to me. Overall, I really enjoyed it. Though I have to say, I did not enjoy it as much as the Mortal Instruments. I can't believe this because everyone always says the Infernal Devices are even better than the Mortal Instruments, but I definitely prefer the Mortal Instruments. How many times did I say the Mortal Instruments in this video, in this review? Don't know. For this book, I will be rating it 4.5 stars, and the Infernal Devices, I think an overall 4 stars. I don't even know if that's less or more than I rated the Mortal Instruments, but I think they're very different from each other. This is definitely a more tragic story and series in itself than the previous one, so it is difficult for me to really compare them. But yeah, I don't really have much more to say, so this will be all for this video. I think I've spoken a lot about my thoughts on the other books, and they describe my feelings better, I think. I don't know why, but I feel like I've said more about these books in my previous videos, so I have 0 thoughts left for this one. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!